just wrapping up here at Old Trafford, the last fan view of the day after a real bad performance, first loss of the season. Had a bit more time to take it in than some. How are you feeling after that, mate?
Oh, I mean, on Wednesday I said we'd bounce back, but obviously we didn't. But yeah, it was quite a frustrating game. It was quite poor, to be honest. Below my expectations of what we can actually produce. I just think we did get the chances came slowly as the game went on, but I feel like we just half-heartedly took our chances. You know, there was some moments where Greenwood was through, and he just sort of, instead of shooting first time,
wasteful today, wasn't he? Waiting.
Yeah, it was just like a few little side steps or getting past the defender. He should have just absolutely buried that because his left foot or right foot inside the post, he's got it. And I just sort of, I think by the time we got to the 80th minute, I could just sort of feel the game just sort of trailing away. And obviously, Villa did really well. They put in a fantastic performance. Hats off to them, because that is a proper performance.
It was, especially away from home, not scared of us, you know, and making us frustrated.
In a way, we were sort of tactically schooled in a way, because there was just no momentum really as well.
Dean Smith had his number today as well.
Yeah, I mean, and Pogba I don't really think Pogba on the left works. I feel like we need him in the centre midfield because he's creative and that's where he works the most, in my opinion. But big game on Wednesday, because massive because that can also decide our fate in the group. Just fingers crossed, really.
Do you can you see us bouncing back from this? It is early in the season, but what's your thoughts on where we're at now and what we're starting to see?
We lack intensity.
Yeah, I agree.
So, at the start of the game, you can just see people they're not there. I don't know what they're doing. They're not at it. They need to be at it from the word go. The players are just casually just walking out. You see it when the corners come in. They walk out. They're not running out. They're not running and pressing. So you can see it. It's like things like in the second half where De Gea, we have a free kick. Varane's going to take it, but De Gea's there. And then Varane passes it back to De Gea instead of getting the players up. It's little things. It's schoolboy stuff. It's stuff we do on a Sunday or a Saturday. So the answer is, can we bounce back?
And that thing of starting slowly as well. How many times has that happened? That's happened a lot. That's happened a lot in terms of starting slowly. I know we went 1-0 down late on today and looked like we were going to lose from that and had a chance to get a draw. But in general, just not starting right.
Yeah, I don't.
General intensity.
Yeah, it's just not starting right. It's mentality. Yeah. But yeah, you say the manager has to instill it. I get that. But when you go past them white line, the players have to get that. They have to do it. They have to want.
Do you think they're letting themselves down?
I think they are. I think some of them. I'm not saying all is not. Everyone's got faults. You can blame everyone little, but the players, they're the ones who have to do it. They go past that line and they have to be intense. They have to want to go and win that ball. That's how I see it. And I think I've seen it in little bits. So little bits. Like you said, when we go 1-0 down, you see it. We try. You know, the first cross we put in, we get the handball. That was in the 90th minute. The first cross we put in, that needs to be done constantly throughout the whole game.
There isn't the sustained pressure, like he's talking about the general lack of intensity. Is that something that Solskjaer can address? It feels like we keep saying it year in, year out, really, not even week in, week out. Like, it's been a big criticism that is labelled at his door.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's just Fred.
No, not yet.
No,
Fred was alright today. Fred was alright today.
What do you mean he had a good day today? What did he do?
He was alright today.
Yeah, he was alright. What does that mean, though?
No, actually, no.
Like, think about all you're saying. He was like, Fred was alright because he wanted.
Do you know what? The fact that Fred was one of the best players.
He didn't do anything bad. He didn't do anything bad. But that's not the way we should be playing.
No, to be fair, I get your point. I get his point. Basically,
you're saying Fred was alright today because he wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And that is the reason.
No, but out of today, but you got to be fair. Out of today, which was a bad result, I think the last thing we should be looking at is saying, what did Fred? Because actually, Fred was. That's my point. I'm not talking about overall, but today, I get it. By Fred's standards, it's like, oh, he didn't do anything bad. He was actually all right. We're a bit surprised. I get that, but there were so many other performances out there and lack of stuff that we've been talking about today away from Fred. But I do take your point that we keep asking for, we're not seeing.
I'm afraid, other than the Leeds game, everything else was a bit lucky. Southampton, poor result. West Ham, last-minute winner. De Gea saved the penalty.
Wolves.
Don't
know how Wolves didn't score.
Saka last clearance, and they.
So do you think the luck's run out? in the last couple of games. I know we made 11 changes.
We're not
last
getting
game.
pens anymore.
Yeah. Well, we did today.
We did today, and
Couldn't score it.
yeah, I think Ronaldo will better take the next pen.
What's Rashford's?
How do you see it in terms of he's saying we've been lucky up until this point? So have we been getting a little bit carried away?
We haven't dominated any game this season. The Leeds one, by far the best performance, but even Newcastle beat them 4-1. Stages in the game where Newcastle were all over us, and even today, first 15 minutes of the second half, couldn't string 5 passes together. Boxed in, couldn't get out. All of our chances, kind of Bruno into Greenwood. Greenwood couldn't finish today. That was kind of it. We didn't create many clear-cut chances. That Villa in the first half, I'm not sure it was, missed an open goal. I thought we were lucky to even get out with 1-0. First half, they had plenty of chances, and we really failed to create anything special today.
That's a really good point, because when you deep it, I agree with what you're saying. When you actually look at the chances we did have, they're not like, oh my God, he should have scored chances. It's half chances, 50-50. But when you look at target over the bar, open goal, and that's from Luke Shaw mistake. Then David De Gea getting a bad back pass from Harry Maguire. Yeah, and then he has to save, bad finishing.
Yeah.
Is that he's saying there that this is Old Trafford? Look at the players that we've got. The Solskjaer needs to get more out of these players.
He definitely does. I think we've got to the stage where Solskjaer, there's been so much progress. Do you know what I mean? But I just don't think he's the man to take United back to where they belong, at the top. Because you look at his CV, Molde and Cardiff, it's really not a manager that United need. I think
he's reached his ceiling. He's done the best he can do now.
Hats off to Solskjaer. He's changed the club where there's progress again. He has a system, but I just don't think his system is going to bring us back to the top.
Do you agree with what he's saying there? Solskjaer's done the best he can.
What were we doing 2 years ago?
What
were we doing?
Yeah, but one thing though.
Hold on, one second.
I was talking to my friends from Cardiff, because I grew up in Cardiff as well. So, look at today. Villa guys were training 45 minutes before intensity. We strolled up 5 past ish, thinking we're going to walk it. I think Solskjaer, I think Oli has done the best he can. He's a nice guy. He's he's trying to fit everybody in, but he needs to be ballsy. Do you think Fergie would have stood for it? This kind of stuff, like strolling around? No. So I think he have done the best. We need someone a bit more ruthless, more brutal, because you need it. Otherwise, Ronaldo will get him sacked. Do you think Ronaldo will take this? No. He came here to win.
I see some people nodding at the back. Do you mind if I just come over here a second? Just real quickly. I see you guys nodding, saying that we need to be more. Oli needs to be more ruthless and stuff like that. How about the players? Do you think they need to step up, or is it a question of Oli needs to drill these players and be more ruthless, like gentlemen over here?
Yeah, I think he needs to be more ruthless. Personally, I think it comes down to the coaching. Me personally, I don't think the coaching is good enough. You look at what Tuchel has done at Chelsea in a short space of time he's been here, and he's coached them to a Champions League final. But I feel like with Oli, I'm not really seeing any progress in terms of the style of play and his philosophy as well. So I don't know. It's just there was something about today's match that was a little bit off. Like my friend here said, that we couldn't even string a few passes together. Just
the performance was very bitty, and that happens. How many times? I'll come to yourself. Thank you for that. How many times do we see us play in patches?
Yeah, I mean that happened a lot today. But I mean, aside from the normal rhetoric of we should have been coached better and all that, but when you look at the actual tactics of the game, I think what we really lacked today was width, right? So if you notice, Pogba always drifted inside. Same thing with Greenwood, right? So I think, So I think it's time for him to, even though Sancho is trying to board in, it's time for him to really put him in, give him about 3 or 4 runs in the game. And I think one of the things that messed our game up today was the fact that McTominay didn't get on the ball as much as he would.
Really, I was saying to the guy next to me, I was like, I haven't seen McTominay at all. Everything was Fred.
Yeah.
But I just did not see McTominay.
Yeah, so in the stands, I kept on saying, I think from around the 20th minute, that McTominay needs to get in the game. And if he doesn't, right, so if you notice in the channels where he usually goes through, he didn't do it today. I think that Fred should, I think that midfield partnership should get to a point where Fred is doing the destroying, right, and McTominay is doing the runs, right. And I think it's time. I watched the game against West Ham. Van de Beek was fantastic. It's time that he needs to play in midfield, right, and then get the 2 wingers out there, because I think Pogba did well, Greenwood did well, but we need natural wingers to spread out the play. The play was so concentrated, and that's why Ronaldo had to start coming back to the wing. I think that we need to get wingers into the game and then start crossing the ball for Ronaldo. That's just it.
Villarreal next game. You worried?
To be fair, I'm a bit worried, but I think they'll bounce back. 2 games lost. I think we should come back strong. I think he should put Ronaldo on the bench, let this guy start for him, Cavani, and let's see Wan-Bissaka play more, and even Van der Beek, let him play more. I think we have a good shot. As everyone has said, I think the problem we're having is Ole. I'm still a bit not sure about.
What is it? Why is it you can't go, actually, here's the guy, or actually, no, he's not? Where are you at?
He has it, really, because 3 years already is a lot of time for us to see a real growth in this team. And I think this year is a make or mark for him. If he doesn't get it right, I think no excuse this year. He has gotten more than he requested for. And I think a trophy, anyhow it comes, United should be pushing for it. Last season he did well, we're a distant second. Let's follow the rhetoric of Liverpool. A point below City, they went in at the next season and they won the league. So what's stopping United from the crops of players we have? That's what I believe.
Okay, and just to finish off from you guys here, today's performance, do you see it more being the players not stepping up, or do you see it as being the coaching, or do you see it as actually it's just a blip, first loss of the season?
As soon as Luke Shaw came off, you know not enough crosses were going to come into the box, and not enough chances were going to be created. So they each had to take upon themselves to bring it more forward. As soon as they got the ball back from the counter attack from Villa, pass the sideways, not enough moving forward. And then when Maguire got off, I don't want to sound offensive to Varane, because I do not think he's good at one-on-ones at all. Not at all.
You don't?
No, not at all.
Really?
When he was one-on-one attacking, he missed the ball quite a few times, and then I don't know about the corner goal.
Well, the goal was for Cavani's fault. He had Courtney House. He just ran off him, and it was a good header, to be fair. And obviously, he was all calling for Cavani to come on, but he lost his man.
I didn't see that. Yeah. But then again, when Maguire was off, they all should have tracked back more, because they knew the counter was on. The Maguire was off. We weren't going to win as much aerial duels, so they all had to track back more. Make sure you all stick to your man, but they didn't do that, unfortunately, and that's.
Listen, guys, thank you for talking to us. Appreciate that. You've heard what the fans have had to say here at Old Trafford. It seems like the pressure's building. You don't want to stay that so early on in the season, but with the expectancy so high, I think it's fair. We have to deliver. We're already out of one cup, lost the first game of the season in that manner with loads of things that we've been seeing over the course of the last 2-3 years. So that isn't reactionary. The style of play, what people are talking about, is an issue. Well, he's got to fix it. I've said many times this year that he has to prove that he can change the way that we play. We have to start being more dominant with teams. Teams have to come here, and a gentleman said in one of the first or second fan views, teams should be scared coming here, especially with the squad that we have now. But they're not. It's like their manager saying, I know, we'll stack out the back line, we'll be solid in midfield, and we'll say to Man United, come and get us. And they probably won't be able to, and let them have to rely on a moment of brilliance, which sometimes happens because we've got some brilliant players, but as we saw against West Ham, when there was not so much brilliance on the pitch, it didn't happen. And even sometimes with the star-studded team, it doesn't happen. We're waiting for moments, and until we can sort out that style of play, maybe we will continue to see results like this. Smash like on the video, subscribe if you're new. Peace.